How you doing? This is Rod. This is River Region's 40th anniversary. I am the keynote speaker. As you can see, I am early because that's how I do. And I have this beautiful woman with me. This is my mother. And we're excited about tonight. This is one of those events that you don't expect to see a poet at. And I always say I'm more than just a poet. So here's where I prove it, where we have an audience that doesn't expect to see poetry. But you'll see how it fits right on in to my life.
This poem is called Resurrection. As long as God is on my team, failure is not an option. You can't pay me enough to change, my integrity is not an option. This poem don't need inspection. This poem gives new direction. I breathe life into this poem. This poem's the resurrection. There was a time when I was going out of my mind, contemplating suicide when my brother had died. I used to hate me. I probably only needed a hug when all my neighbors knew my mama was a victim of drugs, but I grew stronger. I never let a negative fit be a burden on my shoulders or a reason to quit. See, in this life, I learned that struggle is a bit underrated. If you don't ever have to struggle, well, you can't say that you made it. And here's the antidote to suicide. Put God on your team, and He will be the GPS for you to follow your dreams. He done blessed me with His talent, got me rocking the stage. Who would think that I would see the day that poetry pays? You can call it reparations for the dramas I fought. God has ways of giving back to you the things that you lost. And this here is my declaration. Nothing's holding me down. People standing in my way, they are part of the ground. People talk behind my back, I'm gonna dance to the sounds. I'm gonna rock to let them know that I ain't seeing them clowns. Now, the sky is not the limit. I'm gonna go for the stars. A bad choice is not the ending, but I've learned from the scars. So the odds were stacked against me, I ain't have to comply. Because I felt a little weak, it doesn't mean that I died. As long as God is on my team, failure is not an option. You can't pay me enough to change, my integrity is not an auction. This poem don't need inspection, this poem gives new direction. I breathe life into this poem. This poem is the resurrection. Thank you all.
I always knew that they would hate me when my blessings began. I find it weird how most my enemies were formerly friends. I could see the storm coming, I was chasing my dreams. I was running at my goals, they were knocking down trees. I ain't really wanna leave them, but I wanted to grow. I was taking all these flights, I know they wanted to go. They were seeing all my benefits, but never my work. I saw them looking at my happiness, but never my hurt. Selected vision, only noticing my name in the lights. I ain't have nobody watching when my life was a fight. People see you in the day and wanna kiss you goodnight. I was only trying to help when I decided to write. I would be better to them if I was never to them. If I sat inside a cell writing letters to them, how could they want me to fail? I was poor to begin, and I don't think that I deserve to be that way in the end. So if the booking is high and the money is good, there's a chance that I can get my mama out of the hood. There's a chance that I can get my brother working with me. He don't really have an option for a college degree. There's a chance that I could leave someone encouraged to try. There's a chance that I could save someone who's ready to die. So I'ma go, ignoring all the envy and hate, all the stabs in my back, the crooked smiles in my face. Now they can say what they say, I don't care who they are. God has scripted my play, He wrote me in as a star, and I'm just playing my part. There's no time to rehearse, I can only live my life and document it in verse. I got a strong team of people that'll push me ahead. Mama's clean from the drugs, daddy's up out the bed. I lost my brother and my grandma, but I took them and lived. Raised some money in their honor, I was able to get.
There's no nerves, but I do need to figure out what I'm going to say on that stage. I don't know right now, but I'll be ready. I'll let God lead me, I guess, and it happens every time like that. I never really prepare, so don't tell me what to do. She just told me don't do apple pie.
I say do apple pie, call it a night.
That would be fine if the poem was named apple pie. The poem's called pumpkin pie. You know what you put.
I always knew that they would hate me when my blessings began. I find it weird how most my enemies were formerly friends.